I'm a black man trying not to get caught. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw. You know it's a big world, so easy to get lost. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw.
What's going on, good people? I am Josh Rogers.
I am Bryan here.
And we are here for another episode of your favorite podcast, your mama's favorite podcast, your daddy's and your aunties and everybody else's. It's the Jigsaw Podcast, where we talk about all the things, but particularly we talk about the perils, the praises, productivity, and the pump circumstance of being black millennials in America. Brother, how are you doing?
Man, it's a great day to be black, brother. But I'm going to keep it 100. I'm like exhausted.
Why are you so tired?
Man, today has been a day. It's been a long day. Been up since 7 and have really been going nonstop from daycare pickups, drop-offs, daycare drop-offs, trainings, making some videos for work, all kind of stuff, man. And then
What kind of videos you making for work?
we have to do these marketing videos to welcome people
What you
that
said?
we're working with.
That sounds like a corporate OnlyFans.
Hey, listen. if it's paying like the OnlyFans, I'll take it. Shoot, I'm over working a 9 to 5 and people got OnlyFans. What am I doing with my life?
And making like what we make in 2-3 months, they making in a day.
Yeah, and just slanging. I'm in the wrong field.
Listen, the wrong field.
Do y'all want listen puzzle pieces? Y'all want us to do OnlyFans?
wait a minute.
We'll just put the podcast on there.
Oh my God. I'm about to say, I was about to give you a hell no. I'm not doing OnlyFans. No, I modulate that thing, right?
We'll just put, we'll put the podcast on there.
Mighty
the live
God.
video from the podcast. How are you doing, though?
Okay, I am. What kind of turn are we taking? I'm well.
Starting off strong.
I mean, the only way to be. Listen, get that strength in there. No, I'm good though, bro. Similar sentiment, I suppose. Tired, been alone. It was a long day today, particularly. I ended my February no days off challenge.
Okay.
So today I actually went until day 30.
Mm-hmm.
So today was the first day that I haven't worked out in 30 days. And
how do you feel?
I feel good, but when I sit on that couch, my body was like, yep, sleep. So I had to do everything in my power not to go to sleep. But beyond that, bro, I'm doing well. And yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just here. Did you catch the D'Angelo verses?
I did.
And Friends?
I did catch the D'Angelo and Friends verses. And as a D'Angelo stan, if you weren't a D'Angelo fan or stan, then it probably was whack. One, just like the numbers were real low. It was probably about 132,000. Which in terms of like verses.
Well, they say, wait a minute, because I've heard people say that the numbers were like some of the highest numbers. So what are they? What all are they counting? They can't just be counting clue. Instagram.
Well, I was looking. I don't know. I know they count like Apple TV or whatever. I know they count that. But even within that, I consider when I look on Instagram, just where versus normally is headquartered. This is probably the lowest I've seen as far as numbers on Instagram. So unless they talking about Apple TV numbers, like the Instagram numbers were like mad low. But like I attribute that
because unless y'all didn't catch it, I didn't watch it.
What were you doing?
Minding my business.
You was in these streets.
That's what I was doing. So I had a friend. I told you I was going to celebrate a friend. And that's what I did. And I actually forgot that the verses was this Saturday. Well, last Saturday. So I was trying to watch it on my phone, but of course, Negroes. It was late. So it didn't start on time. But who were the friends? Like, I guess, and that might have been a reason why it was like the numbers were low, because like he was like D'Angelo versus himself.
Yeah, and this is where it went wrong. right?
Okay.
This is where I knew we was in for a night.
Okay.
He said, all right, I'm glad y'all here. This is, D'Angelo and friends. And he said, y'all the friends. I said, the hell we are. Like,
Oh,
I said, brother, we ain't got your phone number. We don't even know who you are half the time.
we
Like,
ain't
no
friends. Right.
We ain't friends.
We don't even know what you look like in real life.
Right. So I was thinking, okay, so I was like, the friends are probably going to be like whack. Because, we think we kind of talked about previously, like he has some great friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the friends ended up being, which they were good friends, but they weren't like the friends that I was looking for to sing. Method Man and Red were the friends.
Okay.
Her was a friend.
Yeah, I heard she sang Nothing Even Matters.
Yeah, she sang, and some like dude that played the trumpet. I ain't know who he was.
Was it Donnie Trumpet? That's Chance the Rapper's trumpet player.
Nah.
That's like the only
Donnie
current
Trumpet, he's
dude
like white, right?
Yeah.
Nah, this dude was black.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, to me, I ain't even gonna hold you. It wasn't that good. It was good because I like D'Angelo.
Yeah, I'm like say, yeah, I could see like how you probably could enjoy this music, but he probably would have been better off doing like one of them tiny desk stay at home concerts.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was like a tiny desk concert where he was, because he went back and forth from like playing the piano to like singing behind like a track to like, I would have preferred like a tiny desk with the Roots backing him up, him just going through the songs. Like that would have been, because that's D'Angelo's thing, like the whole live band thing.
Yeah.
Playing the music, he didn't have a band. It was just him and a DJ. And it was just,
I mean, that sounds uneventful.
Yeah, it was. It was just like I could have just put on a D'Angelo playlist and been like, yeah. But the I will say her appearance was great. God, I do love her.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
that
person,
was amazing.
not the pronoun, right?
Yeah, the person. But it was great. It was really good.
I mean, Carter G. Woodson did not die for this. Like, this is not how we were supposed to end Black History Month.
No. Like, other than that moment with her, the rest of it, I could have been like, I'll just put on the D'Angelo playlist and just call it a night.
And speaking of, Black History Month is over. Insert all the sad emojis and faces and things. And we're already in March. And this was the beginning of hell. Because this is a year ago is when Corona officially, like, she had been here lingering a little bit. This is when she officially decided to make a mark on society and shut us all down and put us into our home. So, March, this is a message to you, dear. Come in and sit down, okay? Don't do nothing too crazy. You know, 2021 tried to start off a little weird, but March, we giving you grace. We giving you a second chance. Sit down. And white people are already white people, and they already have performative allyship fatigue is what I call it. They've been posting their little flyers and all their things, and I feel like a lot of them waited until March 1 to just let it all out. Like, we're back to normal now. But we gonna still be black, as we say on this podcast. 366, 25-8. And speaking of podcasts being black, 366, 25-8, get your extra black merch. Okay,
please do.
Go to the website and buy your merch. Okay, they're $25. Support children in need. Who are those children? Josh Jaden in Brooklyn. Go support them. Okay, it's gonna go to their college fund or to some Jordan ones. It's gonna feed a child. Okay,
right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Listen, support black kids.
That's what it's gonna do. Bro, you got a song of the week? I think it's on you.
It is on me, and I chose the song that I'm probably gonna butcher it.
Okay,
because it's a song that I know but I don't know. Let me say that. Like, I know it, like, as far as what it is, but I don't know it. But it's appropriate for the day, for the occasion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a snippet of it.
You gonna play it, or you gonna try to perform it?
I'm gonna try to perform it.
Okay.
Which makes it even worse.
Okay, here we go.
You may be able to help me out and come back on the other end. I'm gonna do a little snippet of this.
Okay, I'm here for you, but I'm in anticipation. Go ahead.
It's
go
ahead. Okay. I don't got that.
What was that?
I was trying to see how I was going to do it. If I was going to just talk the lyrics, or I was going to try to sing the lyrics.
Okay.
I'm going to try to sing it and just see if it goes.
Okay, we're here. Go. Come on, let's go. We're here.
We balling like March Madness. All these cops shooting a nigga tragic. I'm the one living lavish.
Wait, it's the pause. This is one of my favorite songs. And what I would not allow you to do, I cannot sit by. No, sir. No, Bryan. No.
I warned you.
No, that was not warning enough. Brother, if Future never puts out anything else in life, he gave us a hood classic in March Madness. And what you just did was disgraceful. Holy Lamb of Calvary.
Listen, I warned you. I know the song, but I don't know the song. You can give us a rendition if you like.
Dirty soda in a styrofoam. Drink another, get your mind blown. Dance it up to go to Nassau. 300 miles on the dash. Man, that's my song. You don't know it, Bryan.
I know, but I don't know it.
If on the basement, we gonna roll up and smoke on some blunt. I'm gonna keep it sorry with a nigga that you gonna come back and I'll make up for her. Yeah. Yeah.
God bless you.
Dress it up and keep it real for me. Whatever that means, right? You know, Bryan.
I'm sorry,
Bryan.
I don't know the Future song.
Bryan. Nevadius is somewhere crying. All right. Well, not our proudest moment here on the Jigsaw Podcast, but it's a moment of the list. I still got love for you. I still love you.
Oh, bless you.
But what I want you to do, I'm gonna give you some homework. I want you to go listen to that. I want you to marinate on that all month. Marinate on it all month. Let that thing sit in your spirit. But in the meantime, we're gonna go bless up some people with some black excellence. Mighty God. Are you ready? I just can't get over this. Let's go to the blessing report.
Oh, let's go.
The mighty Jesus.
We are here at the Bless Up Report where
we barely made it.
We barely made it. It's March Madness, y'all. It's March Madness. My favorite song of all time, March Madness. Future is my favorite artist. There's no one greater than Future. And speaking of Future,
I wouldn't go that far, but go ahead. Go ahead.
He's a legend. Speaking of Future, Up to Par. Up to Par, Chris Moore out of Memphis. I don't know if you would say this. He's out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm gonna say that.
That's where he is.
That's
whether
where
he want to claim it or not. But go ahead.
Out of Memphis, Tennessee, as a golf and lifestyle brand, Up to Par is a lifestyle brand for the golfer and the non-golfer. When you wear Up to Par, you are shifting culture, embracing authenticity, and bridging the gap between race and age. The next generation is here. You are Up to Par. We are Up to Par. It's a great golf brand. Please get it. I actually ordered mine. I got mine in the mail today. I'm not wearing it, but I did get it in the mail today, so I'm excited to put that on. I'll be wearing it tomorrow. So if you want to get that merch, support Black business, weareuptopar.com. That is weareuptopar.com to get your golf and lifestyle brand apparel. Any golfers out there, do it. Let's do it for the culture. One time for Black folks. So bless up to Chris Moore and Up to Par. Joshua, do you have anything in the Billboard?
Life has been rather uneventful, and maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe.
But here we are, Bryan. We're in another week, and there is no obituary.
Look at God.
Stayed the hand of death again. And we give him glory for that. So we're still in the Panini Press. And I think like some government officials somehow, some way may be confused about that because Texas and Mississippi decided we're going to join Georgia and we're just going to, we're going to be the Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild South. How about that? So Governor Greg Abbott and Governor Tate Reeves of Texas and Mississippi, respectively, said our states wide open. Do what you want. Wear your thongs, wear your pants with the booty out. Do what you want to do because we wide open. You ain't got to brush your teeth. You ain't got to oil your ankles. You ain't got to wash your hands. Do what you want to do because we wide open. Matter of fact, Texas said you can not wear your mask and everybody can operate at 100% capacity. 100%. So he said 100% capacity. So ain't no social distancing. Ain't nothing. I mean, it's gonna be Corona soup in Texas. Y'all gonna be a big old hodgepodge of soup, sickness, soup, infectious soup, respiratory, field diseased air. That is what's happening. Okay. And like Georgia has been open, but most of the people in Atlanta, most of us have been doing our best.
Oh, yeah.
Most of us. Now, there's been some people wilding, like this coming weekend for the, what's this? The NBA All-Star game. Help, you know, let me put on my Josh Athletic abbreviations hat.
Please do that.
The NBA All-Star game is this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. At is it State Farm Arena?
Yeah,
State Farm Arena. I'm about to say Phillips, but I know they changed the name. State Farm Arena. And Atlanta, I'm staying far away from the city of it, the actual city limits of Atlanta. Yeah. Thank God I live in the suburbs. But yeah, like they finna all fly to Atlanta. Be a part of this game. Then they finna go back to their respective hometowns, like Texas, and they finna spread Corona juice all over the place. So although Texas is open, Mississippi does have a few exceptions. I guess they're a little bit smarter, right? They still have a mask mandate for all schools, K through 12, and indoor arenas. And that he's indicating that he's signing an executive order that would recommend, but not require, people to wear a mask. So like we said, this ain't nothing new because Georgia been open. Bryan Kemp been not cared about nobody.
He ain't cared.
He not cared about nobody. So welcome, as I saw your wife put it today, welcome to the wild side. Here we are. You know, we've been living this life. You need any tips? You need any ideas of how to navigate the trailer park that is these southern states? Let us know, and we'll be happy to send you some information. Coming off the beauty that was Black History Month. The Golden Globes happened, and Black folk actually, you know, took home some trophies. Bryan, did you watch the Golden Globes?
Oh, of course not.
Okay, so we're reporting on things that we didn't even watch, but that's okay, because I didn't watch it either. But here's what matters the most: Black entertainment was represented in the form of Daniel Kaluuya. He was in Judas and the Black Messiah. Fred Hampton. I'm about to say Fred Sanford. Help me, Holy Ghost. Judas. It was right there. It was right there. Fred Hammond, Fred Sanford. Hampton Miles, Hampton Marcellus, Winston Marcellus. I'm just mixing up all the names. That's how you know you're getting old and black when you just start calling folk names. Right. But no, Daniel Kaluuya played Fred Hampton. Black Panther chairman, and Judas and the Black Messiah. He won best actor in a supporting film. John Boyega was won for Small Axe. Best supporting TV actor. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, King.
Oh yes, won
for his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Best lead actor in a drama film. And his wife accepted the award on his behalf and gave a very heartfelt speech. Now I did see clips of that, so I go back and watch the clips of the things that matter.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not sitting through no Golden Globe. I'm sorry. Anyway,
no, thank you.
Andra Day. And this, I was actually surprised by this, Bryan, because this movie literally just came out last night. And and the fact that it made it to the Golden Globes was a thing, but I guess. But she was up against our other queen,
Viola.
Viola for Ma Rainey. And I thought Viola had it because I just didn't think that this movie would have, made it for this round. But anyway, here we are. We ain't tripping. She won. I ain't watched it yet. It's on my list because I actually like Billie Holiday. Well, let me take that back. Ella Fitzgerald's my girl. I'm appreciative of Billie Holiday's music. Wasn't really a fan, didn't listen. But anyway, I'm going to go watch. And I recognize what she did for culture. But she won Best Lead Actress in a Drama. Soul. It won. It won Best Animated Motion Picture. I'm not going to even get into the things about that. And hopefully what this does is gives us momentum for all these amazing actors and actresses and movies and all the things to take home prizes and be nominated and to win Oscars. And speaking of Soul being, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and see it. Soul was disappointing, and staying in that theme of disappointing black films, Coming to America 2 is going to hit Amazon Prime this Friday. I have the lowest of the lowest of the lowest expectations. I am going to liken. Are you ready for this, Bryan?
Oh Lord,
I'm going to liken Coming to America 2 to Soul Plane.
Wow. You think it's going to be that bad?
I think so. Because you know what they did in Soul Plane?
What?
They took every major black actor at the time.
It's true.
And a few, people who had been in the game a while, threw them in one movie, mixed it up and said, we going to make colored gumbo, put it on film, and see if y'all laugh. Same thing they did with Friday After Next. They threw a whole bunch of funny color folk in one movie. And the movie was hilarious. It was funny, but it was not good. It was bad.
Right.
I think Coming to America will be the same. I think it's going to have some fun. Because you got Leslie Jones, you got, of course, Arsenio and Eddie.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan. Is
Wesley
Tiffany Haddish
Snipes,
in it?
Tiana Taylor.
I know Tiana Taylor. Is Tiffany Haddish making an appearance?
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, even if she's not, but you know what I'm saying. But then you even got like Tiana Taylor. But then you got like Rotimi and people like that who, if you follow his Instagram, he does like the African butterscotch. Like, so he has like funny-esque moments or whatever, and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, I think they're going to be laughable. And then it's PG-13. Wasn't the original Coming to America rated R?
I don't know.
I mean, they didn't do a lot of cussing
it was rated
and
R
vulgar.
because there was nudity in it. I would think it would be rated R,
especially at that time. Let me go see. Coming
Excuse me.
to. All right. Rona, we don't. Bryan,
we rebuke you.
I rebuke you because we don't need that. Coming to America. Oh yeah, it was rated R, especially for a 1988 movie, right? So I think it was definitely an appropriate rating. But this one is PG-13, which lets me know that that's an indication that it's not going to go to the places that the original movie probably went to. Let me ask you this: will you be watching?
I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm watching this Friday though. Just to be honest with you, Come to America. I think I've said this before. It's like probably my favorite movie.
So why won't you be watching it this Friday?
Because I just don't want. It's kind of like I love Coming to America, the original, so much. Like if I had to find one movie I can watch over and over, and I can say I can watch one movie the rest of my life again, it'd be Coming to America.
That means just take the shot now. I mean, do a quick kill, get it over with. Don't die slowly.
It's kind of, to me, like, if you're taking a movie to me that was just like Coming to America. The first one was perfect. Like, there's no need to do.
There was no need for a sequel. No, there's no need.
No need for a sequel. They got paid, so I'm not going to stand between black people getting their bag. But I don't think there was no need for a sequel. Y'all could have just left it where it was. So if y'all do this and it's trash, I'm gonna be like,
I mean, but they probably got a grocery set because it was straight to Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
and no shade because One Night in Miami went straight to Amazon Prime, but they also didn't have Eddie Murphy's in it.
True.
So
I'm gonna give it a shot though. I'll probably watch it this weekend. So we'll talk about it next week on the podcast.
Are you sure we're going to talk about it next week on the podcast?
I'm watching it. I'm going to watch, unless you're not watching it.
Oh, I'm going to watch
it. I'm going to watch it.
Friday is usually family movie night in my house. And because it's PG-13, I can watch it with the kids. So I'm going to force them to watch it. And here's the thing. My wife has never seen the original. So pray for her.
No, you're lying.
It's a few movies she's never seen. Boomerang.
But she don't
like the black movies, classics, but still, Bryan.
Listen, I'm trying to give her the benefit of that. I'm trying not to revoke her black card because there's some movies, black classics, you just had to see. Like, and Coming to America is one of those because there's so many jokes in culture,
yes,
that are based off of Coming to America.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot. All like we can go down. I mean, it's kind of what we're talking about, but kind of not what we're talking about today. But we can go down that list. Coming to America, Boomerang,
yes,
Soul Food.
Yes.
Waiting to Exhale.
Yes.
Friday. Help me out, Brian. There's so many.
And are you talking about the movie she hasn't seen?
I'm just talking about movies that's like black classics that we all should have seen. The Color Purple.
Color Purple. That's that's what we should have seen. I think The Wiz, even though I'm not a very
everybody
fan
should
of
have seen The Wiz.
Everybody should have at least seen The Wiz at some point.
I like Easing On Down the Road.
I like that. I like the song, but once at the end it started getting a little weird. I'm rebuking the devil at the end of the movie. Ease on down the road. Like Michael Jackson killed that part.
That Michael Jackson could still sing. The older he got,
he started growling.
That wasn't even a growl. It's like you ever heard a dog dying?
Ooh, really like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, there are just movies that you should see, and I think although this is going to be bad, I think we owe it to the glory of the first one to at least give it a chance, so we can either celebrate it, which we will not be doing, or drag it appropriately. And we're going to carve out precious time in the podcast. I mean, significant time, Brian, because I'm going to sit and watch this thing. We're going to talk about Coming to America 2. And maybe we can have a whole episode on why there should not be sequels. Because I believe it's going to prompt that level of conversation.
Listen, I'm my expectations are low, but I'm like, Lord, let this please be at least decent. At least be decent.
Okay. Well, let's go to the living room. Let's have some conversation. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
It's about the love range. Do it with some soul in a little.
All right, good people. Here we are in the living room. No ring-a-ling-a-lings today because we ain't got nobody here. It's just us. It's just family.
It's just us.
It's just us. And not that Black History Month was heavy, because it wasn't. But Bryan and I decided we wanted to have a really light episode, have some fun with it, and just kind of talk about the beauty of Black television. And Black television is definitely a thing. I think we just talked about it in a similar sense, coming out of the Billboard conversation, talking about Black movies. Black TV is a staple in our communities. It's a staple in our families and our friend groups. I'm pretty sure we've all looked at different TV shows and been like, "Ooh, that's me." That's me. And I don't know about you, Bryan. You grew up in a melting pot, over there in California with all the people of all the colors and all the things. And, and I grew up in a city that was 65% Black.
Okay.
And even beyond that, Black. Let me take this. Let me say this. Hollywood for me is Black Hollywood. And y'all can say what y'all want to say outside of like Tom Hanks and like some of the real big people. You can put a white person in front of me and say that, and I don't know who that is. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not. If you ask me my top 5 movies of all time, they're likely going to be 5 really Black movies.
I would probably agree.
Outside of maybe the Batman Returns, because the Joker character was just, I mean, amazing depiction on film. And like some of the Avengers, but that's not even like my top. I enjoy those because like my children are into Marvel and I got into it, by proxy, but that's not like my thing. I can't run down the list of Leonardo DiCaprio's IMDb. I don't know. And here's the thing. I don't care.
Right.
I do not care. I am Black, and and Hollywood for me are Black people. Denzel Washington is the pinnacle of Black acting. Okay. Halle Berry, Angela Bassett, she acts. Okay. I know who Angelina Jolie is. I know who some of the other white, like
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I know Meryl Streep. Like I watch some of these white movies, but I just be watching them. I don't know these people. I don't care to know them. And y'all can say you can say what you want to say. I have lived these 31 years of my Black life in my bubble of Black. I am the embodiment of BET, of Black entertainment television. And I give that preface by saying this is why Black television is so important, because for so many of us, it defined who we were. Like Friends was a thing, but I didn't see myself in Friends.
Oh, never.
You know what I'm saying? Like
there were no Black people on Friends.
I don't like Full House. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It wasn't good to me. All them folk living in their house. It wasn't good. Black people weren't doing it. The closest thing we ever had to a full house was hanging with Mr. Cooper. But they didn't have no kid. It was just three homies who happened to be roommates. And y'all was freaky like that in California.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying, y'all was. Y'all, it's more acceptable in California. No, but seriously though, like we didn't have those different dynamics. So you know what I'm saying? We saw ourselves in Black television.
Right.
So let's start this conversation off how we ended the last one about movies. What are some Black television shows that there's no excuse that you should not have ever seen them?
Oh, off just rip Cosby Show. That's probably like the Black. That is the. We might at some point
Is
talk
that
about
the pinnacle of?
Yeah, if you ask any Black person, they should have seen the Cosby Show. Any Black person should have seen the Fresh Prince.
Yep.
And those are the ones for the most part. You ask somebody Black, do you like these shows? They're going to say yes.
Yes.
There's not a lot of arguing about the Cosby Show being a good show or not, or the Fresh Prince being a good show or not.
Yeah.
Those are usually non-debatable shows. Living Single, I don't think I've ever heard anybody being like, Living Single was terrible. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Martin, like what love or to hate it, it's just ubiquitous to TV.
Yeah.
Like if you were Black, you may not like, but you were exposed and have watched.
Yes.
Martin.
Yeah. People that I know that don't even like Martin could just be like, oh, I've seen it. And most of the people, we had this conversation with Scott on an episode previously about like, even though like it wasn't one of my favorite shows, you could probably mention like 5 episodes where you can remember.
Oh yeah.
Specific scenes that made you laugh. You know what I'm saying? So
Different World.
Oh yeah.
Changed the game as far as like HBCU culture and bringing that to light in a time to where, I mean, we had our Black stars, rocking the Nelia, but in a time where it really gave insight into like that life.
Yeah, I think Hillman gave, and you went to the HBCU, and I'm not trying to discredit HBCUs and stuff like that, or by saying this, but everyone went to Hillman, right? So that was everyone's HBCU experience, even though people that may have never gone to college or never have, may have gone to PWI at some point. That probably was, that was our view into our first view into HBCU life.
Yeah,
right.
Because people actually want to go to Hillman and were disappointed when they found out it was not. It wasn't not a real school. Filmed in Atlanta, based in Virginia, just not real.
Just a mess.
just not real. Yeah,
right. And I actually have a Hillman T-shirt. Like
I got a Dwayne Wayne jersey.
Right. So like I think. If anything, I want to say a different world. And I know we probably I'm going off a little bit, but I think a different world of one of those cultural, iconic TV shows in Black culture.
Oh, absolutely.
It resonates with us on so many levels, and it like we had the white person on the first season, the white girl.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not mad. And we are going off a little bit, but I'm here for this. Okay. Because season 1 of A Different World was terrible.
It was bad.
The opening credits and all.
Oh
Terrible.
yeah, Riri wasn't on there yet.
She wasn't on there yet.
Okay.
She wasn't on there yet. And I don't think it was terrible because of the white girl. Like I saw a documentary with Debbie Allen, and she was talking through when she was brought on. Bill was like, "Do whatever you want, clean house." And she said she came in and was like, she said, "What y'all are portraying isn't wrong." She said, "But you're missing so many of the things that makes an HBCU." She said, "How is this an HBCU and ain't nobody on the yard stepping?" She was like, little things like going into the not the den, that's Moesha. The pit where they had, she's like little things like she added hot sauce bottles to every table. She's like, because in HBCU, and it's true, we got fried chicken Wednesday. It's hot sauce bottles all over the table. And we Black, we put hot sauce on everything. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, it was little things like that, like creating that culture around it. Versus you just got these students navigating college, la 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 la. She's like, but no, she said, because she went to Howard. She's like, that ain't what Howard looked like to me. That ain't what Howard looked like. So I think it was less about the white girl and her dynamic, and more about, you know what I'm saying, them missing the mark on HBCU culture. And I'm gonna be honest with you, love or hate Lisa Bonet, she was not good for the show. She's not a bad actress, but I think the show definitely took a turn without her character and her dynamic.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the weird thing about Lisa Bonet, you would think, because the thing about HBCUs, and again, I did not go to one, but from speaking to all those around me who have pretty much gone to one, you get a mixed bag of all types of black folks.
Oh yeah.
So, so I would think that she would have gone there and kind of flourished in a sense, right? Like as far as I would have maybe found my community, found my tribe, but I don't think she really did that. And like you said, when she flunked out and ended up going back to the main show, the different world like shined. Whitley Gilbert shined. Getting rid of her made the show that much better.
I mean, because and we can go to other shows, but this is like really the beauty of black television, right? Because you can be able to see yourself. I went to HBCU, and they may know anything about Morehouse. It's a part of this cohort consortium, is what we love to call it.
Okay.
The AUC, Clark Atlanta, and Spelman. Shout out to Morris Brown because they were part of that at one time as well. But you're right, like the deletion or extraction rather of her character, I don't think it made it shine. I think it was kind of happenstance that it shined after her. But I will say, like, her dynamic wasn't missed because I still think you saw a wide range of every type of HBCU student. Like you had Dwayne Wayne, who was super smart and worked his way out of like the hood, so to speak. You had Kim, similar background, but kind of like that middle class, like real strong and strict. Whitley, who was the rich girl, what I'm saying? We had plenty of those people. And then, the endowments, and my daddy was this and my dad was that. Like I went to school with like a descendant of Martin Luther King. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It was like, now, he didn't live up to the hype, but you know what I'm saying? But still.
Yeah.
That thing, we had, Morehouse had all kinds of celebrity children, John David Washington and what's the girl? I don't want to call her Rudy, but I can't think of her name.
And we're just talking about the Cosby Show, right?
Just talking about the Cosby Show.
What is her name?
Shoot, what is that girl's name?
If you wouldn't have asked me, I probably would have known.
But if I wasn't trying to do it, but anyway, like she went to Spelman. Hank Aaron's granddaughter went to Spelman. She was like, anyway, so like you had that dynamic. Then you had like the Freddie, the free spirit, the hippie kids, or mixed race, so to speak. So we had a lot of mixed race students who were there trying to find themselves and get more in touch with their black side. And they ended, because if you remember, Freddie in the beginning was just this hippie.
Yeah.
She evolved into this like pro-black, what I'm saying, about the people. And she was always still a hippie, like Mother Earth and the environment, but she, she really went there.
She transitioned from like just love and peace to like
fight
about
the power.
My people. Fight the power, yeah. But even within that, like if we really talk about it, right? Like fighting the power is still love and peace. It's like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I love my people, so I want them to live in peace. So I still got to fight this battle because y'all are oppressing my people. So that was a cool transition in her character.
And then we had Dawn, who was the student who got an late start in life, but started over. Like I had a class with a guy, and Dawn wasn't this old. I mean, the guy, Dawn was the oldest guy who was in my class, but this guy was like in his 40s, 50s. Oh, wow. Started over, and he was a full-time student. Morehouse does not offer, night classes and things like that. Then you had Ron, who was another rich kid, but different kind of rich than Whitley. You know what I'm saying? Because his dad owned a car dealership. So he came from money and was able to, when they got the apartment, that was Ron's money for him, Dwayne, and they were super different in terms of values. And it just showed these dynamics of all these. And then you had all these other supporting characters too. The colonel, who was their math teacher, who was super hard. You saw the dynamics of the small classroom. They knew your name. They were checking on you. Like that stuff that happened at HBCU. The pit with Mr. Gaines, like Miss Gwen from the calf at Morehouse. Like we know Miss Gwen. You know what I'm saying? Like these are all dynamics, and you're able to see yourself or see something to aspire to. Like all these beautiful, smart black folk going to school, but having fun, dealing with dating, dealing with, and I felt like sometimes we thought they were older, but when the show ended, I think Dwayne and Whitley were only like 2 or 3 years removed from their senior year, which would have made them like 23, 24, which happens, right? I got married at 23.
Yeah, I
So
got married
like
at 24.
yeah, so that's real. I had just graduated college the year before. So that's real. Like it was all so real in real life. And that's why I think Black television is so important, but particularly it was for us because we were able to grow up with all these iconic shows. And then there was that was kind of like this weird dead period where we had like these kind of B-list kind of shows that came out. And then there was kind of nothing on TV for a while. Then Girlfriends came, and then The Game, and then it died again, and then Blackish.
Yeah,
then Blackish.
Blackish is really like the Cosby Show 2.0.
Exactly, and then in between there we had a few things like that were like on cable, like Soul Food the series, which I know I should not have been watching, but I watched it with my parents.
I can't say I've seen probably 2 episodes of Soul Food the series.
I haven't seen it in a while, but the entire series. I love those girls. that dynamic. Oh, Rockman Dunbar and the other Vanessa Williams, all of them. Oh,
when Nicole Ari Parker was on there.
Yeah. No, I'm about to say, that's the character name. Nicole Ari Parker. And then her husband. That's where they met.
Boris Kojo.
All the things. But yes, we had those, and like today we have our network shows like Power and Secure, and what else is out there that's on network? I mean, non-network, like the premium.
What is that?
P-Valley and The Shy.
Yeah.
And all these different types of things, right? So Black television is ubiquitous and it is everywhere today. But let me tell you this, Brian. So now that we've kind of, let me ask you this, but I'm gonna tell you anything. Now we've kind of like went through like all of that. Like for you, what constitutes, like if there was a show coming out today, what would make you look at it and say, this is a Black show? Is it just a leading character? Because like, is Scandal technically a Black show?
And okay, so let's talk about that. Let's break that down. So this is think about and I think you and I have kind of had a conversation about this before, about Shonda Rhimes shows, right? Grey's Anatomy, Scandal.
Now Grey's Anatomy ain't Black.
How to Get Away with Murder. So this is the showrunner, or at one point, and the director writer is a Black woman. At first, Grey's Anatomy, they had a lot of prominent Black folks.
Yeah,
they since dwindled down to where there are still some Black people on there, but it's more of a multicultural show. I would agree with that.
Ain't the lead character white?
Grey. Her name is Grey. So
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah.
That's the one Shonda Rhimes show I didn't get into.
Oh yeah. So and it's been on TV forever,
but like 20 seasons.
Oh yeah, it's a long time. And it'd be like 22 episodes a season. So if you try to start now, you would take your whole year to even finish the show, even if you've binge watched.
Disinterested.
So I would disqualify that as a Black show. Let's think about Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. You have Black leads, like Black leading women, but the rest of the cast, for the most part, is multicultural or probably predominantly white.
That's true, because I think Scandal only had Columbus Short, and then when he got his little thing,
and then they brought the other Black dude in at one point, but and then her daddy,
Papa. But that's it. It's like 3-4 people,
right? But I wouldn't consider that a Black show though. I
Black leads, definitely.
Black leads. Same thing. How to Go with Murder.
Viola and my girl, Aja Naomi.
Yeah, I think if you have a predominantly,
I'm back.
If you have a predominantly Black cast, like a show that I gave it was good to begin with. I'm not gonna say good with, but it had a good start. Empire was a predominantly Black cast. Black
did it really have a good start, or will be just captivated by all the things?
I will say the first season,
because when they showed them the reruns on BET, I'd be like, what were we watching?
I ain't seen that one rerun. I don't think I've seen another episode twice. I kind of don't want to.
Me either.
I don't want to.
But what happens is BET, they'll pick up some of this stuff in syndication.
Oh yeah.
And I go to sleep to like Martin playing in the background or something and wake up and they randomly be playing Empire at 9 a.m. And I'm like, I remember the episode, and it'll be one that I watched.
Drip drop. Drippity drippity drop. I think at some point we watched Empire for like 2 seasons, and then I think
And it
at
was
one
just
point
like, bro.
we were like, we can't do this no more.
So
we're
I'm
not doing
gonna
this.
tell you exactly where I left off. When that oldest brother wife got shot in the house.
Yep.
And that season, and when they came back and she was a ghost, I was like,
yep,
this soap opera right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for it.
I think that's us. I think we cut it in like the middle of the season. I think that was that same season.
Because I tried to, and I think they probably went on a midwinter finale or something. I was like, "Yep, I'm not coming back with you.
We're not doing that." So we got rid of that. So I would say, so using that as an example, I think a black show is a predominantly black cast.
Okay, so like our new like Blackish and Insecure and.
Oh yeah, those
The
are black
Shy
shows.
and all those, they are black shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's interesting too, right? Because like we always revere girlfriends, but Kelsey Grammer was the EP
Yeah.
of Girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Like, created by Mara Brock Akil. So I mean, so it still has creative roots in blackness.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what I'm saying, that was, a white EP on that show who was one of the champions behind it, right? And we not giving him no savior complex around here, but
not at all.
It is to say though, right? You know what I'm saying? That some of our black shows are still backed by white execs, and we know this.
Yeah.
But I think that's a super important point. While we want to support our black community in television and their work, I think it is clear to say, like, we can nominate Kerry Washington for the NAACP awards,
Right?
But does Scandal have the right to really win against The Shy as the best drama? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's really a valid question, right? Like, are we really supporting the black show? Like, right, that's a great question. Are you supporting the black show? Even though I had to go with Murder again, is not a black show, so we support Viola. We give her all the flowers, and Cicely Tyson that was on there, but
God rest her soul.
But that's really a valid question. But even let's take it another step further. Like,
okay, another further.
The 90s black shows, they didn't oftentimes. Bill Cosby had to fight for black writers.
True.
So, and I'm sure we can probably go through some of these black shows, and I would love to kind of do a dumpster dive in them to see who the writers were. Like, I'm sure there were white folks writing for Family Matters. I'm sure.
Well, I don't know that you have to assume that.
Bruh, they had probably like one, maybe 2 woke episodes. I think they had one about gender.
And
then
the
one
police
about racism.
episode, yeah, when
But
Eddie got beat up or something.
Yeah. That was a gang episode. But I think
that was a
gang
gang.
That one.
But then the other one when he got pulled over, I think too, that was like maybe 3.
Yeah, I think maybe there might have been a black person in the writing room in that episode. But other than that, with Spruce Juice or
the Steve
Stephon Arkell
thing
and the Bruce Lee, when they went weird and they started doing time travel, brother.
When they all went to Paris on that hoverboard.
Bruh. White folks in that writing room.
They turned on that microwave and went to Paris, and I was like, if you don't get this minute rice off of this television show, and then when they changed out Harriet in the last season,
they said we want to be like Fresh Prince so bad, and get this light skin mama.
It didn't even work because the original Harriet Winslow had a black mama sass and thing about the show wasn't all that great, but Harriet Winslow was a treat.
Right. And this thing about this though, too, what I used to love is Mother Winslow. That's I think there had to been a black person involved at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because who's calling black people or black older women mother, like other than black folks.
Other than black folks. Especially there ain't no church mother. That's just what you
right.
call it.
Just Mother Winslow.
Because my mama called my grandma mother. She say Mother Dilly.
So other than that, but yeah, that was a show with white. So I think we're all way off topic. I don't even know what the topic is at this point.
Hey, we're talking about black TV. We having fun. This ain't structure.
Right.
Listen. Puzzle pieces. Just take us as we are.
This is who we are. We had these conversations just like this.
This is what the living room about. It's just sitting here talking.
We talk. I do believe that there were black writers in Living Single though. Oh,
I
absolutely. I wholeheartedly believe.
Absolutely. Now, there have been rumors about how they were treated from top execs, kind of gave insight to why. And this is why. Okay, so we talked to some. Who you gave me my lips? Because I love. I
know this your favorite show.
I love those girls. I love those in the '90s kind of world. Okay. So just like with Different World, season 1 was piss poor. Season 5 of Living Single was bad. And I think it was because I think me and you have talked about this kind of with the Shy critique of what's our girl who writes who created Lena. Our critique was it in between seasons 2 and 3?
Yes.
Just the drop off of the story. And that was kind of the thing. So season 4 ends with what was the original point I was making? Original point was there was some, you said white writers in Living Single? Was that the point you made? Yes. And I think that carried over to the executives, because this was the larger point before I got lost in all of that circle, was that it gave insight to why Kyle and Regine eventually left the show in the final season. But what makes that problematic is not that they left the show for whatever reasons, because we saw Tony leave Girlfriends because she wanted to pursue other things or wanted more money, whatever it was, right? So we saw that shows, because Girlfriends went on for another 3 seasons or something without Tony. And it didn't, I think the first season without her you missed it, but once you got used to her not being there, it kept rolling. And
right.
But that just speaks to the beauty, right, of that show. Now, it did end prematurely because UPN, the ghetto of networks,
underpaid Negroes.
Yeah, the underpaid black folks said, listen, writer strike.
Right.
And unlike The Game, which actually went to hell when it went to BET, it didn't get picked up, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't get picked up by BET. But that's a whole nother story. Bringing it back to Living Single, I think continuity sometimes becomes it's the critique with some of our shows,
right.
And I think it's because, and I'm not a writer, but I do think sometimes writers and the actors, especially back in the 90s, I think they tried so hard to present the different layers of blackness. That there was so much that they tried to fit in, or because we didn't get the Cosby Show was an anomaly in terms of being on all of these different seasons for 22 some episodes. You know what I'm saying? Living Single was only 5 episodes. I think 5 seasons. Different World was 5 to 6 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Some of these other, some of our other shows that have been come back, you're talking about 3-4 seasons. I was watching Half and Half, binging it. When season 4 came, that joint was just over. It didn't end. It
was
didn't
a good show. I like
end.
Half and Half.
It was pretty good, right? But specifically with Living Single, though, going back to that, season 5 was bad because season 4 ends with Kyle and not Kyle, Overton and Sinclair getting married, which is cool. And the end of that, Kyle is telling Max that I'm going to London. I got the job, blah, 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 blah. She decides not to go. That's how he leaves. Cool. But and then now all of a sudden, Sinclair moves downstairs because she's married. So of course, and Khadijah's looking for a new roommate. Cool. Insert Trip. Ira. Now, I'm not mad that they brought him in, but he was allegedly a long-term friend of Russell's that we had never seen before. And all of a sudden, Russell is really good friends with Overton, and they never hung out, never talked outside of when he popped up to their house, and that was only for work events. It was just so disconnected. And we still don't know
I was about to ask
how Sinclair and Khadijah are cousins.
We don't know. and they are supposedly first cousins.
They're supposedly first cousins and grew up together. Now,
maybe they play cousins.
No, because they talk about all the times where they did this, and see, because there's a few episodes, specifically the episode when Khadijah's grandma come live with them or stay with them for a night. And what made it a thing is that Khadijah's grandma is not Sinclair's grandma. So I'm like, okay, so that would mean that their dads are brothers. If that's the case, because if if her mama was her auntie, her mama and her dad, or her mama and her brother, then that's your aunt, that's your nana. So that would insinuate that their dads are brothers, right? So later on in that conversation, when Khadijah was like, "Well, your grandmother died," she was, so they would have separate grandmothers, but in some regard, they would have this. They would still be. That would have been one of Khadijah's other grandmothers,
right?
but she kept referring to him as your nana, your grandmother. And then when Khadijah's dad came in town, she didn't call him. She called him Uncle Eddie, but when they got married, Uncle Eddie didn't even come. So that was your brother's. That was your father's brother. He would have been at the wedding. There was so many gaps in determining, but those were small gaps, right? I don't think people like. I love the show, and I've literally watched it every episode probably 100 times. So I'm now picking up on random stuff. But anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I can dissect Living Single for hours. Bryan, I'm gonna do a game with you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call out a black television show.
Okay.
Let's have some fun with this now.
All right, let's do it.
We've talked about enough serious. We ain't talking about as much serious stuff as we could.
Okay.
But I think we've given them enough. This is supposed to be fun.
Okay.
We ain't supposed to be extra black Josh and Bryan tonight.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna call out a television show.
Okay.
And I want you to rate it 1 through 10.
Oh, okay.
No thoughts. The first number come to your head. Don't think about it.
And there's no criteria on what. It's
no
just
criteria.
What I feel about it.
What you feel. Okay. I'm
1 being the worst, 10 being the greatest.
1 being the worst, 10 being the greatest. It's almost like Terrell Grice's, Song Association.
Got it.
Okay. So I just need you to rate this show.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a mixture of sitcoms and television dramedies and all that good stuff. You ready?
Ready.
Moesha.
Ooh, 7.
Blackish.
8.
Boondocks.
Ooh. I'm gonna go 9.
Dear White People.
Netflix, Dear White. 7.
Everybody Hates Chris.
6. I don't like that show.
House of Pain.
2. 2.
The Jamie Foxx Show.
Ooh, 6.
Greenleaf.
Listen, I got on Greenleaf at the end. And I have a love-hate relationship with Greenleaf because it was a good show. It was juicy, but I hated it.
You're thinking too hard, Reverend. I need a rating.
Yeah, 6. I'm gonna give it 6.
Good times.
6.
Oh my God. Okay.
What?
I'm not doing this with you. The Parkers.
4.
Oh, okay. The Bernie Mac Show.
6.
1-on-1.
5.
The Steve Harvey Show.
5.
In Living Color.
8. I'm gonna go 8.
My Wife and Kids.
8. I actually like that show.
Sister.
7.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
6.
Queen Sugar.
Oh, that's a really good show. I'll put that 8. Queen Sugar's a good show.
Sanford and Son.
8. I really like Sanford and Son.
Power.
9. Power's a really good show.
Okay. All American.
Nigga, bruh. Another situation where I can't tell if I like it or not. I'm gonna go 7.
Grownish.
8. I actually like going. I'm gonna say 8. I like Grownish a lot.
Mixedish.
I'm gonna give it about 8. I enjoy mixtures too. I enjoy the issues.
P-Valley.
Oh, I'm at a 9. I love some P-Valley.
You haven't given 110.
I haven't given 110.
Are you reserving it for the Cosby Show?
10. That's only certain shows get it. We get a 10. Like, yeah, 10.
Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more.
Okay.
The Wayans Brothers.
I'm gonna give it 8. I like the Wayans Brothers.
Ooh, okay. And I'm gonna throw one more classic in there.
Okay.
The Jeffersons.
Ooh, 8. Yeah, 8. Let me
Okay.
give out Jefferson's 8.
And this has been Rate That Television Show, Black Edition.
So you kind of jumped when I said I gave Good Times. I gave it a 6
You
or
gave
7.
it a 6.
I'll probably give it a 7.
You gave it no. The game is the first thing that comes to your mind.
What would you have given Good Times?
Oh, like an 8.5.
Really? Okay.
It's in my it teeters between it teeters. It's always either my 4, 5, or 6, and I'm talking about my top 5 shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends on how I'm feeling. So I had always heard of Good Times, but of course it wasn't in syndication at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Nick at Night was I Love Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
We were growing up, it was I Love Lucy. It was like old shows.
Right.
Not this stuff like Nick at Night now, old shows is Friends and George Lopez and stuff like that. But it was like I Love Lucy and Mary Tyler Moore and Three's Company. Like I used to like when cartoons went off, that's all we had to watch at my grandma's house because that was literally what was on TV. I know that ages us, but it's just what. And then Cartoon Network was so inappropriate. My parents didn't let me watch that stuff, especially not at night.
Oh,
and some of their daytime cartoons was like Eddie and Eddie was weird. Cow and chicken.
Yeah, them joints is weird.
Weird. So anyway, I remember barbershop, black barbershop. My barber was black, like incense and dreads and African posters and Bob Marley paraphernalia. Every Saturday type of black. And one day he came to the shop with the box set of Good Times. And my barbershop was so black that we used to spend hours.
Okay.
No exaggeration, like 4 hours in the barbershop. Walk-ins only. 12 people in front of you. You just gotta wait because that's your spot in line. Like my dad would literally be able to go get a whole lunch, run a few errands, come back, and still wait another hour before it was time to get a haircut. So anyway, one time during that 4-hour stint, remember they put that box set in, and I was like, Dad, why didn't you expose me to this? The greatness that is these poor black people. and I know they struggle, like right, and it was like there were very few Good Times on Good Times, but it was just so great. And I know we can talk through some of the toxic moments of like James and things like that. But I do think it was really representative of black families, particularly in the 70s. Like that type of family. Let me not say all families, right? Because we also had the Jeffersons and things like that that were on at similar times. But when you think about Chicago, the hood, right? You think about systematic racism and stuff like that. Like they were
Green, you were in the projects.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a solid, and a family that was really scratching and surviving, working their way up, wanting to get out the hood. Like you had the really smart son, you had the pretty daughter, you had the artistics, and like and how they eventually embraced all their differences and like all of the things. And you even saw, like, even I think beyond this time, the development of James, right? He went from being super hyper masculine to like, all right, Florida, if you want to work, let's like, he didn't like it, but then like when she explained, I need this for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all these different types of things. And even how they used to clown JJ's work, but really looked at stuff like, no, this dude can really like, he may not be good in school, but that's because he's more of an artist. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and then even the Walona character, like the best friend, and like it was like my mom has like her best friend still, and I won't say that they was Florida and Walona, but I could see that, and you know what I'm saying, in my life. You know what I'm saying? Those two women who were cool, who always hung out. Who was at each other's house, who was kicking it all the time and blah, 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 blah. And so you can like, so even though that was based in the 70s, I could see that dynamic. I had 2 sisters, they had 2 brothers, but like 3 children in the household. All those different types of things. Like we had 2 bathrooms growing up, like my parents' master and then but fighting for the bathroom, like with my 2 sisters, like all of the things. Like I didn't grow up in the projects, but it was so much still relatable content. So much relatable content. Like I grew up with, you know, a little bit more fortunate than that family, but my grandma would cook turnip greens, fatback, and cornbread as a dinner. Not because that's all she had, because that's just what she was cooking. And my grandma, was born in the 20s. So like, even though that was their meal, their struggle meal, quote unquote, like that was still a meal for me at one point. Because I was, partly raised by a very older black woman. So I don't know. Good Times just hits home.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, bro, the theme song, I put that on my ringtone. You know when ringtone was the thing.
Oh yeah,
it was my ringtone and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, I get how some people, because my older sister doesn't like it. She said it's depressing. Like she said they do not have any good times.
but I think that the funny thing about the show, and to that point, it's kind of just how like we kind of said like a different world is like a iconic show within Black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Good Times is based off of that thought process from Shawnee, saying that they didn't have any good times, but even within the bad times, it still was funny.
Yes.
Like, and that's how Black people are. Like, even when times aren't good, we still find a way for things to be funny, to love, to laugh. And even when it comes to James' character, and even giving him grace to the fact of like, I think he even said in some episodes, like, this is how he was raised. He was raised that way and trying to be tough. And really, James, I think, came from a good place. He just didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know any better.
Yeah, he didn't know any better. He came from a good place. He loved his children. He worked hard for his children. He loved his wife. He worked hard for his wife. He wasn't afraid of anyone. He stood up to the gang members and all that kind of stuff. So, like, Good Times to me is a good show. Like, if you put a Good Times on right now, I'll watch it.
Oh
like,
yeah,
and I would enjoy it and I would laugh.
Asha hates that I watch it, but I will watch it and enjoy it and go through it. So I think we can almost wrap up. Okay. But there's a few things. One thing particular I want to talk about. It's a little bit more serious.
Okay.
The extra stupid character in television.
Yes. And let's talk about that. I
think it's a little bit more problematic for me in Black television.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to go into like the depth of minstrel shows and all of those type of characters, but I do think it is worth noting that particularly so let's take Friends, one of the whitest shows of all time.
Right.
We can even look at Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. Kramer was Kramer from season 1, episode 1 to the season finale.
Right.
Or series finale. Friends, Joey and Phoebe were just as stupid. Mm-hmm. Season 1, episode 1 to the series finale.
Right.
In most Black shows, at least, especially those of the past, there's a strong progression of stupidity.
AKA
Kim
Junior
Parker.
Kyle.
Junior Kyle. But more specifically, Kim Parker.
Oh, yeah.
Moesha, she wasn't dumb. She was the around the way girl. Like, she was, the cheerleader, what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She was that. She slowly started developing into like this kind of the not so smart one. And then when she got her own show, it was like, did they literally ooze her brain out of her ears?
Yeah,
like,
she got progressively stupid.
I mean, bro, it was, and that's my beef with the Parkers. Like, it was funny because number one, love or hate Monique. Monique is hilarious. Mm-hmm. She was hilarious.
She is. She was funny.
But what made me like kind of irritated was like Kim was too stupid. Yep. I remember one particular thing where they said, "You got some up your sleeve." We know what that means. This helper started looking up her sleeves.
Ooh.
And it was
that's not even funny.
And it was not fun. It was just like, it was so not funny that it was fun. Like, I can't believe. And but just to go back to Moesha, season 1, season 2, like that girl Kim is nowhere near the Kim, you know what I'm saying, that she eventually became. To your point, Junior Kyle. Yeah, he was a little quirky and weird, but that's all. He was a little quirky. He became stupid.
Yeah.
Hillary, Fresh Prince, went from, the kind of blonde, Cali girl to like the dumb blonde.
Like, not even common sense, like.
And was a whole weather girl. Like, how do you even merge the two?
Right.
That lack of intellect with that very intellectual meteorologist type work.
Right.
Geraldo Faldo on Family Matters went from being the goofy friend, stupid,
imbecile.
What's my guy on Martin?
Cole.
Same.
Spoons.
Goofy friend to Rhythm Spoons.
Rhythm Spoons.
And then at the end had a girlfriend who was dumber than him.
Listen, I mean, dumb.
How? And this is why I love. This is why I think the trinity of shows for me are Cosby Show, Living Single, Different World, because they had their characters, but like Sinclair was always in the clouds. She was ditzy. She wasn't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
She had this kind
naive.
of innocence. She was exactly. And Overton was like the country dude from like I'm from like the backwoods Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I'm a handyman, but he wasn't dumb. He just wasn't suave and slick, but he wasn't dumb. He wasn't. The same thing about the Cosby Show. Theo was that character, but he eventually turned into this like intellectual. You know what I'm saying? I think Elvin was probably the most out of whack, but he was more sexist and misogynist than he was like dumb. And even when they brought in Erica Alexander, aka Maxine Shaw, you know, the girl from the hood, she still wasn't dumb.
She was just ghetto, but then she went to college and everything. Like she was like,
that's it. She just came from the hood. She was just different than that very upper middle class, rich family that the Huxtables were. And then with A Different World, no dumb characters. Like Freddie was just, you know, she was the hippie. But that's it. And Whitley was a little oblivious to society, but that was like, she wasn't stupid. Nobody was stupid.
Nah.
And I guess, Bryan, like, what purpose did those characters and that evolution from, because I think we all have the one friend somewhere in our circle who's the kind of out of touch, I'm going to say one.
Right.
But I don't think none of us have a Kim Parker type person.
It's funny because we know some people that'd be like, I'm not going to say nothing on this podcast.
Me either. I mean, because I got some people in my brain too, but I'm like, but they're still not that.
But they're not dumb. They have moments where it's like, where we're looking like, okay. But like, I don't know anybody that's just dumb. Just lacked any type of common sense, any type of just.
But where's the fight? I guess where's the fight for their intellectualism and their humanity? Because to me, that's a slap in the face of their humanity. Like even JJ on different, like on you love him or hate him, he was a little like, he was out there, but he still wasn't so far that it was like you couldn't like, because like Kim Parker, bro, I could barely take it.
Yeah, I couldn't take Junior Kyle. Like that was the one. I think that's why I brought it up, because it was just the earlier seasons. He was intelligent. He was street smart to a certain degree, as far as not street smart, but like he wasn't book smart, but he was at least like he can come up with schemes and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was that. I mean, everybody knows that kid. They may not be an A student, but they, you know, they're a solid person. They're good, you know. Yeah.
But like you said, at the end, by the end of the show, he was just like didn't know his left from his right. Like it was just step and fetch, like, you know, sleep and eat. Blacks, you know, it was like that, you know, blackface almost type of character. And I don't really think, let's look at Blackish. There's really, even like, who would be considered the dumb character, but he's not dumb, is
Jack, the younger twin.
Yeah, he's like the dumb character, but it's really just based off of, if you compare him and his twin sister, she's just really intelligent.
And I think he's more naive than anything else too, because he's also a preteen. So he's growing, he's learning, he's discovering himself. Because I just watched the most recent episode this week, and they made a joke about, you know, I think Rainbow said something like, "I would like you a latte," or "I would like that a latte," because she had coffee, and he was like, "A latte." A latte. That's actually pretty, and that was his conclusion. Versus like if it was Kim Parker, a lot, you know, it would have been something she would have never got it. She would have never, and her conclusion would have been something so off base. So you're right. Jack may be that character, but he's still not. He's not them.
Yeah, no. And honestly, I will say that the good thing is, the blessing of it all is now that I feel like a lot of Black folks are in control of our stories. and they're not really sitcom. Like they're not really like, even though Kenya Barris kind of talked about him having some issues with the network, you can still feel that he has a good level of creative control. And not even him, but also like the stars of the show. Like now the actors and actresses now have way more somewhat control of the show, because now they're EPs and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're executive producing a lot of these shows.
So they're not gonna let just, stupidity fly anymore. So I will say, and I know this is, again, it's just off topic, but transitioning a little bit, I think now you see a completely different type of black sitcom, black TV shows in general. You're seeing more growth in duality of characters.
Yeah.
But you're not seeing just a blatant stupidity, and like you're just not seeing that.
Mhm.
Like even in comedic shows like Insecure, which is a funny show.
Funny.
Like they are it's funny, intelligent people.
Yes. Kelly's character. She's a whole accountant. But she is freaking, she will say anything. She will do anything.
and how many people do we know like that are, corporate America, but that are just the funniest people on earth?
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I'm saying? Like, so I think that was great. You don't have to be dumb to be funny.
Yes. Which is why you gave House of Pain a 2.
Yeah,
and I think that was too high. But that's your business. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up this way. I think we've talked about our top 5 before. So we're gonna revisit that. But we're gonna make it a little bit harder. Top 10 black, not just sitcoms, television shows of all time.
Television shows, top 10 television shows of all time.
Considering the operational definition we gave earlier of what is black. So, top 10 of all time. We can go back and forth on this. And this needs to be in order. You can't say this is in no particular order. No, so starting at number 10.
Number 10 as in...
Oh, let's start at number 1, because I think that'll be easier.
Yeah, that might be much easier. Okay. Because number 1, to me, it's consensus. It's just not even close.
Number 1 for you is The Cosby Show.
Yes.
Number 1 for me is Living Single.
Okay.
Let me take a tap.
Right, because what's going to happen is, I think some of yours are going. Let me put that down. All right, so we got. I got Cosby Show number 1.
You put Bryan, Josh. Okay, you got Cosby Show. I got Living Single. All right, number 2.
Fresh Prince.
Okay, Fresh Prince. I got Different World.
Ooh.
Okay. 3.
I'm gonna go Living Single, number 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go Fresh Prince.
Okay.
All right. 4.
And I'm gonna do this one. This is for the culture.
Okay.
In Living Color.
Okay. I'm gonna go Cosby.
4?
Wow. Well, remember I had already made the 3. You ain't gonna go you could have been more fit. I could have put it at 6.
Okay, so I got Cosby, Fresh Prince, Living Single, and Living Color. I'm gonna put A Different World number 5.
Okay. I'm gonna put today it's gonna be Girlfriends. Yep. Number 6.
I'm gonna go Insecure.
Ooh.
And we're talking about just black shows.
Shows in general. I'm gonna match you and go Insecure. Insecure.
Right. I'm trying to think of some black dramas. Oh, I got one.
Okay. Number 7.
Let's do Power.
That high. Oh.
Power was Power was a good show. Like the writing on Power was really good. And the playbook, whatever they got going on right now, like
it's
that
good
Courtney
too.
Kemp,
she's a force.
Give her flowers.
Give her all the flowers that is
good.
Number 7. Wow. Let me see. Let's take a Different World, Fresh Prince, Cosby, Girlfriends, Insecure. Oh my God. You went Power. I can't do that. Good Times.
That's a good one.
8.
8. Ooh. You only have 2 spots left.
But 3.
I gotta-
8, 9, and
I gotta
10.
I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do Martin. Martin's
Okay.
gonna be top 10. Martin is top 10. It's for the culture, and I can probably go through episodes. I just laugh. So
True.
I'm gonna do Martin. Martin there.
Okay. Number 8 for me. I'm going Boondocks.
Oh, that's a good one.
Going Boondocks. Number 9.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. Black shows. Black shows. Oh, I'm gonna do Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son is a good show.
Okay, Sanford and the Son. Okay, number 9. Choose wisely, Joshua. Wow.
I'm gonna see what social media is saying.
I'm gonna say Soul Food the series, because we used to rush home from Bible study to watch that thing.
Y'all went from Bible study, watch Soul Food.
It came in on Wednesday nights. Yes.
See them having sex.
Listen, no matter, we be eating our late dinners and right there, and I be going to my bedtime right after. All right, number 10, your last spot.
Last spot. Let me see what the interwebs were saying as far as the social media. See if they said anything that I would probably put it in the top 10. And I don't think so. Because Moesha is not in my top 10. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. Nah. And I feel like we talked about this with Scott. And we talked about TV shows.
We did.
And I want to say I said something.
But we only went to 5 with Scott.
We went to 5, but I have. What is the 10 has to be like a boom. Put it there. Black shows. A black show. It has to be the nail. Now I'm gonna say P Valley, even though it's a good show. I feel like we'll be living in the moment when I say P Valley.
It's as of today.
And The Shy had purpose. It had promise. But it just fell through.
It fell. I don't think it makes a top 10 list.
I'm gonna do.
What would you do
for the culture? I'm gonna say Good Times for the culture. We didn't even talk about 227. We ain't talking about
227.
We ain't talking about 227.
And I'm gonna say Martin to close out my list. And I think I'm gonna do a retraction, and I'm gonna take out Soul with the series and put Power.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give this caveat. I don't know about Bryan, but
okay,
maybe 6 through 10 is really interchangeable to kind of move up or down and off my list, like Power and Soul Food the series. And like Martin could easily at some point be number 7 for me, and not number 10.
The funny thing about my list, I think though, even with Martin being number like 9, there are some days I could be like, I want to watch Martin and
I'll just watch it.
And I would just watch Martin, like for real. Like, and I will say, even looking at my list and just looking at the other than, like, to me, none of the shows are the same.
No.
Right? Even though A Different Road is a spinoff of The Cosby Show, it's not the same show. It's not even similar.
The greatest similarities are Living Single, Girlfriends, and Insecure.
Right. Because if you look at Insecure, it's really a spinoff. Not spinoff, but it's a derivative. That would be a good word.
Yeah, I think so. And then even Girlfriends is kind of like these four women in their 20s, from living single. I mean, it's just like California, New York, so some different dynamics, but kind of like at the cusp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar premises.
Yeah. But other than that, like there's really maybe Sanford and Son, Good Times, both poor black folks.
I threw a cartoon in there with Boondocks.
And Boondocks was a good one. I think that's another show for the culture. Yeah. Our Family is another show for the culture.
Yeah, you threw Living Color in there. That's a sketch comedy. You know,
Yeah, and we didn't even. I don't know if we even have time to really talk about how important to the culture living single is. Not living single, but living color is based off of
absolutely
a black show
that launched a freaking Jim Carrey.
we can go down the list of all the people that were Jamie Foxx.
But I'm talking about specifically like this black show gave you this white man,
this white person.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, like a black show that gave a white dude an opportunity that no one else would have gave him.
Nobody.
Like he interviewed and auditioned for SNL and everything. They did not like him. They did not want him. He gets on In Living Color and blows up. I think there were maybe 2 white people on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And he just blew up and, became this massive movie star. Like,
can I throw something out here real quick? It's not about black TV.
Okay.
Mad TV was so much better than SNL.
Better than SNL, yeah.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, so
bro, I would watch Mad TV over Saturday Night Live.
It depends on the time. Okay, so early 2000s ish Saturday Night Live was funny. Like we had Will Ferrell and all that group of people.
Bruh.
I loved SNL at that time.
Bruh. Mad TV. He looking like a man, bruh.
Well, Key and Peele is from Mad TV.
I was just listening to something. I just watched an interview about this woman, the black woman who played the Whitney Houston character, and
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
I can't remember her name. But anyway, because it was like somebody talked about her and Kim Wayans and how they don't get enough credit as black women comedians, specifically in the sketch comedy world, how they kind of made it possible for the Leslie Jones and some of the other people. But I think her name was Deborah something. But anyway, like it's hilarious. But we're not talking about that. But yeah, but like bro, and we didn't talk about like 227. Funny.
Right. Great show. Jack A. Harris, Sister was a good show. I'm pretty sure, and what's gonna probably kill me is I'm gonna listen to this and I'm gonna think, or somebody hit me up and be like, y'all ain't mentioned this show.
Y'all didn't mention this show. You didn't mention that. But I will say this: Hanging with Mr. Cooper ain't like nowhere near this list. But I've been rewatching it just to like pass time on Hulu. Bro, that is one of the best intro songs ever, though. With the En Vogue in the background, and then Don Richard and Holly Robinson Pete actually singing the verses. Like I was like, this is like a real song. Like we talk about Living Singles, which is an epic song. Riri's version of a different epic song. Like the one downfall that Cosby had, like they had great intros, but their music was like, hurry up and get to the show.
Yeah, and they had like different intros
for different seasons and something. They was dancing and looking weird. It was, whatever.
Yeah, he was trying to educate us on music and stuff like that. And it was like
Martin had a decent one, but it was just like Martin and Lawrence. But like Hang with Mr. Cooper, like people, they had verses, like Living Single verses and chorus and like even Girlfriends. It's kind of sappy, but it was it was there. It's an iconic
my girlfriend.
Angie Stone. Come on, Angela. Iconic songs though. You know what I'm saying? And I think to me, that's another part. Like even 227, times are changing. Every day, people get by with their same old way. Living together, we'll make it right. With love on and all we can find. Cause there's no place like home. Boom, boom, boom. When your family's around you, you know you belong. You know that you love. There's no need to roam. Cause there ain't no place like, and I believe it. Ain't no place like, I believe it. There ain't no place. Boom, boom, boom. There's no place like home.
Okay.
No place, child.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this.
Don't do this to me, Bryan. Don't do this to me.
Sitcom theme song.
Oh my.
And then we'll wrap up.
Okay. Y'all forgive us for today's episode. We just in here having fun. Jesus. Oh, Bryan, why would you do this? I guess I threw you on the spot with the random ranking, so I'll take this. Top 5.
And I'm gonna do this because it's only fair.
Okay.
And you probably wouldn't put this in your top 5 or not, but I'm gonna take it out because it's too iconic. We're taking out the Fresh Prince theme song. We're just taking that out.
Okay. Okay,
taking that out.
Taking it out. So let me make an asterisk on my piece of paper. No Fresh Prince. Okay. So number
And there's some
one.
good ones out there.
Oh my God.
Should I sing a couple just so you can?
Yeah.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Oh, good one.
Beans don't burn on the grill.
I don't think that's gonna make it though, but
Okay.
that's good. That's good. Shout out to Walona from Good Times for actually singing that.
It's a rare condition this day and age.
Terrible show.
Reading
song.
the good news
On the
in
newspaper page.
Love a condition
And
and the grand design. Some people say
It's even harder to
we
find.
got some good ones out there. Yeah, there must be some magic crew inside
these chairs of wall. I mean, they were singing, but all
felt
I
so
see is a tower of dreams. Real love, but they're not everything. Days go by. Ooh, that's so good.
It feels so good.
It does.
It feels so good.
It feels good. You know what? This ain't gonna make the show, but Mixed Dish Mariah Carey, it's actually a really good intro song.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're in the mix. I actually like
And it
that
makes sense because she's mixed, and it just makes sense.
And she actually is in pretty decent voice on that song.
Yeah.
You know what they had a good song?
Who?
Amen with Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Oh,
Bro,
I forgot about
that
Amen.
thing is so churchy.
Amen was a funny show.
It was a decent show. But that intro thing was so that was so appropriate for a church show. That thing,
It was.
that the worst one. I'm gonna get to my top 5. It's Greenleaf.
I don't even think I know that.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
That thing was so
Sound like slaves.
Mavis Staples, we honor you. But girl, that thing was
Mo to the eater.
it was a decent song.
It's
It's me. Now realizing my responsibilities.
It's me.
My best friends are always on my mind. You gotta be down. Come on. You gotta do what you gotta do. The Parkers actually had because Kim could sing.
We're the Parkers.
Dang, mama. Okay, let me get to my list.
Top 5.
Top 5. Number 1. Oh my God. Good Times. It was literally my ringtone when I was a teenager.
It's a good one, though.
It's a good one.
Scratching and surviving.
Keeping your head above water. Making a way when you can. Temporary layoffs. Good time. Easy credit rip-off. Good time. Scratching and surviving. Good time. Hanging in a child line. Good times. Hey, we lucky we got 'em. Boom, 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 boom. Good times. Yeah. It's so black.
The yeah is what the yeah.
Oh, okay, Good Times. Living Single.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Iconic.
Different World.
Oh yeah,
Riri.
iconic.
Not
Yeah, the
the
Riri
not
version.
season 1 and not the Boys to Men joint.
You don't need to change some things.
But I will say the Boys to Men joint was actually pretty good. Like the hip hop version was actually
it was
pretty
bad,
good.
but it wasn't Riri though. I want a Riri's version.
I know my family.
She sang it, didn't she?
Sang. Jesus. And it was so appropriate. So appropriate. I got 2 more.
That's 3.
227. You brought it to me. That's just a good song.
It's a good song.
And I'm stuck between Hang with Mr. Cooper because it's so Cooper. It's so good. Hanging with my man, he's so blind. It's such a good.
It's a good
song. Like it didn't match
They
the
say
show.
This is a big rich town.
Yeah, not top
Yeah.
5 though. I think that's iconic because the show had become that. Because I don't even like Joe, but
Wow.
there's that. You can wow all day. I've never in my life said, you know what? I'm gonna go play a Joe song. Never. Every time I've ever heard a Joe song, it had happened to come on the radio, or I happened to be in the car with someone. I have never deliberately played Joseph for anything. Okay, you can have that joker. Him or Brian McKnight. I don't Brian McKnight.
Really?
I don't Brian McKnight. Especially when he was trying to tell women how to make their pussy work. Sir. Put your eyes back in your face, Brian. I said it. He had a song called "I'm gonna teach you how to make your pussy work," and it was terrible.
I ain't even heard that. Thank God.
Go YouTube that thing. It's so bad. Last one. And see, the reason why things like Martin won't make it because like it doesn't compete in terms of like being a song.
No, it doesn't.
No, it was just like Martin Lawrence, and that's it. And it's just like beats, which is it's a dope beat. But like these other ones, they have like
songs.
They're songs,
and they feel better.
Yes, they have songs. Dang. Wow. So, shoot, Brian, I'm kind of stuck. It's gonna have to be between Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Maybe even the Jeffersons because it's a song.
Mm-hmm.
Or, those are really my last two. Like, if you took Fresh Prince out, because it definitely would be on my list.
If you want to put it in there, you can.
I'm just gonna throw it at number 5 because I like that over these last two, and I don't know that it's number 5, but it's in my top 5. So this is in no particular order. Good Times, Living Single, Different World, 2 to 7, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Top 5 greatest intro songs of all time.
I would agree. Those are some really great songs.
All time. And the thing about it is that like 227 is a good show, but I think the song it's a little bit more iconic than the show.
Mm-hmm.
So like did Sister have a song like that? Like a song?
Sister,
they did.
Point,
Sister,
they had 2 songs.
How
much I miss her.
Yeah, they did.
They had 2 different theme songs. None of them really hit like.
Yeah. I mean, y'all cape for Sister, but I didn't. It was okay.
I don't cape for Sister. I think to me my biggest thing was I just thought the twins was fine. That's what drew me into the show.
And Tia always been finer than Tamara, but
yes, yes, and that's the one that married the black man.
Cause she know,
she know.
But yeah, man, I think I had fun tonight though talking about Black TV because I love Black TV.
I love Black TV as well. Like and mind you, I know the white TV shows, but Black TV to me is where it's at.
I ain't never watched the episode of Frasier.
I enjoy Frasier.
I'm sure you do.
I enjoy Frasier Crane,
and I am not judging you. But if I've ever seen Frasier, it's because it was on in my presence. I could not tell you an episode, a moment, or anything. Same thing with Seinfeld. Friends, I know Friends because, of course, again, Nick at Night. So at certain points, like it was literally the only thing on television, and I just happened to watch it. But I just don't get down. Like now, currently, new Josh, but this ain't about y'all. But new Josh will watch, Million Little Things, This Is Us, those kind of shows these days. I'm into those, but like some of the more classic white television, Seinfeld, I know what it is, but I don't know nothing about it. But God bless them because this ain't about them. Yeah. So self-care.
That's in our living room, I guess. Self-care, yeah. Black man self-care is the next.
Let's get into it. We just flowing tonight.
We are. We just flowing like the Holy Ghost.
Oh, we're flowing like Mariah Carey did on We Belong Together. I don't know where they came from, but that is such a great song. She recently just did a Lover's Mix that I sent you on the IG. Remember I sent that to you? She was in her room. We belong together. Who am I gonna lean on when times get rough? Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up? Who's gonna take your place when ain't nobody there? Oh, baby, we belong together, baby. When you laugh, you lost a part of me. It is so hard to believe. Come back, baby, please, 'cause we belong together. Let's go do some self-care.
Do some self-care.
All right. All right, Josh.
All right. All right, we are here at I am my brother's keeper of Black Man Self Care, where we talk about what we do as far as Black men to take care of ourselves, to just make sure we stay right, stay together, stay fit. What are you doing this weekend, Josh, to for Black Man Self Care?
Keeping my black bottom inside this house because it's the All-Star weekend in Atlanta. Right. A friend of mine asked me to help him reestablish his wardrobe. He's trying to change his look. So I told him we going to Kennesaw Mall, further away from the city. So I'm gonna probably spend maybe a couple of hours helping him think through some ways to upgrade and add some pieces and stuff like that. But mainly, bro, just chilling out. Like I said, Atlanta's gonna be stupid. And crazy. I had no plans on going into the city anyway, but not even going anywhere near it. How about you?
I don't know. I'm not anxious to rest. I don't know. I don't have any plans, like legit. I don't have any plans to do anything this weekend. I'm probably going to just stay in the house. Might watch some Black TV or just watch TV in general. Like that's usually my thing I do, like when I don't have anything else to do.
It's a solid thing to do.
Yeah. You just sit there and
watch
don't
Coming
do
to America
nothing.
too.
Oh, that's... I don't know if that's going to be for self-care. I don't know if that's gonna be self-care because if it's bad, I'm gonna be mad. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch TV. That's probably it. And do some things around the house, maybe chill. But that's it.
Oh, I don't mean to go back to the living room, but you know what we didn't talk about?
What did we talk about?
Black reality shows.
Oh, we didn't.
Baldwin Hills, College Hill, The Housewives.
We did.
Love and hip hop.
A whole genre of Black TV show.
Genre. We got to come back.
We do.
Okay, but not today.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Yeah. So I think we've rambled enough, and I don't know that I'm in the capacity to give anybody any advice on anything. So we're going to skip over the P.O. Box, but continue to write in your questions.
Please do.
Give us your comments and things like that, and we'll get back to y'all next week. Maybe one day if they build up high enough, we'll do a whole, post office episode or something.
Yeah.
Just take y'all to the post office and read everything. But until then, let's get into a greater conversation. You ready?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let me talk. Let me talk.
All right, we are here at a greater conversation where we kind of get some things off of our chest that have been, getting on our nerves or getting under our skin. Josh, do you have anything?
As much as I love to go off, no, I guess I'll piggy. Well, the one thing I do want to say, I think I mentioned it in the beginning. Black History Month is over. I'll keep this really short. And, certain white people have performative allyship fatigue. Right. Which means that if you don't know what that means, what it really means is that, you did all these performative things, putting on kente cloth and kneeling in the rotunda and, and stuff like that. And now that Black History Month is over and now that, things have died down, so to speak, you feel like you can go back to normal. But that's not what this is about. It is always about laying down your privilege or at least acknowledging it or using it in ways that pushes the advancement of discriminated people forward.
Right.
Plain and simple. So if you're tired of speaking out, if you're tired of doing the work, then you really want an ally and, we don't need you. So
I agree.
'Tis all. How about you, bro?
I do have something. I'm going to kind of do it delicately. And it's not really like a rant, as it may have been, but I kind of want, there's something I saw on social media today and I kind of want to address it. Let me read it. I'm going to read it out. It was a post that says, if you are a non-Asian person that enjoys Asian things like K-pop, anime, Asian cuisine, etc., please don't ignore the rise in Asian hate crime that's been increasing since the beginning of COVID. Don't enjoy parts of our culture and choose to ignore the xenophobia and racism. All right. So, here at the Jigsaw Podcast, we do believe in standing up for what's right. We do believe in standing up for those who are disenfranchised, those who are oppressed, regardless if it be age, gender, sexual orientation, all of those things. We do stand against that. I agree. I do agree with it. It comes to as far as when we see somebody being taken advantage of, someone being treated wrong, being mistreated, we should stand up for one another, and that's just a human thing to do, right? It's not even necessarily really about race, gender, whatever that kind of stuff. If somebody's being treated wrong, you should stand up for what's right and to speak out against it. Here is kind of like my issue when it comes with that statement, right? That post. Although it is right in theory in terms of, if you love our culture, then you should stand up for our culture.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is y'all not keeping that same energy, right?
Okay.
Black folks have been saying this since the beginning of time, and people have been using our culture, taking our culture, and disrespecting us and our culture, all the while enjoying our culture, right?
Yeah.
And even with our Asian brothers and sisters, even let's go to I grew up in Pomona, California, Los Angeles, California, that area in Southern California.
Sure. Yep.
The times that I've gone into our convenience stores owned by our Asian brothers and sisters, they're the ones who accuse us of stealing, right? So they've been the oppressors in many cases, many situations, right? When there's other situations where they've pretty much have pushed white supremacy. If we go to the beauty salon, not beauty salon, the beauty shop, they're following black people around the store thinking we stealing, right? So it's it kind of, to me, it's like I agree with the fact that we should stand up for what's right, but I think there's been times where there hasn't been times where y'all have kept the same energy when it came to black folks. Recently, I know there were some K-pop groups, whatever, who have come up and started saying things, I think it may be more performative type stuff.
Yeah.
But y'all have been speaking up for black culture. But overall, in the history of the United States, I would not say that our Asian brothers and sisters have been on the front lines with us, allying with us when it came down to social justice and racism and oppression and things of that nature. And to me, that kind of bothers me, right? Again, although what was being said is correct that we should stand up, I would really like to see, people really keep that same energy, not only for them, but also for black folks as well. Because it does feel like oftentimes that when something does happen, black folks do stand up for other people. We do stand up for the disenfranchised and stuff like that. And it seems like people don't give us that same support, and other than, like you said, Josh, performative stuff.
Yeah.
During Black History Month, or when Black Lives Matter was like popular, everyone was in on that. But then now when Black Lives Matter is not as popular as it is now, it's people aren't on the bandwagon as it is now. So I just kind of find it funny and kind of sad also that now you want to bring up this whole, like, if you want our culture but you don't love us, like, you need to stand up. Like, nah, like,
yeah. No,
we've been screaming this from the mountains for years, right?
I hear you, bro. And in many ways, I agree.
Yeah, and I'm gonna finish with this, and this is something that always stuck in my head. Latasha Harlins. I don't think people maybe remember that name, Latasha Harlins. This is back in the early '90s. It was a young black woman, young girl, 15 years old. She went to the convenience store and was accused of stealing. And the young lady behind the cash register, a lady of Asian descent, thought the young lady was stealing and like shot the girl in the head. Like, shot the black girl in the head.
Wow.
Over some orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Went to trial, everything like that. Trial just got dropped. But that, if you go back and look at history, like in Southern California, like it was a bad thing, right? So I just think it's. I agree that on all theory that we all need to stick together for what's right. But I do want to say that just keep the same energy when it comes to everybody and not only you, because black people, we're going to stand up for everybody, but we want that same support in return. That's all I got to say.
I'm with it.
I love my Asian brothers and sisters. Y'all are amazing. Let's do this thing together. Let's fight together. Let's break down white supremacy together.
Tear it down.
Let's tear it down.
And
let's dismantle it.
And there has been another episode of the Jigsaw Podcast.
Yep.
As always, we want to thank y'all for rocking with us, especially tonight, because we were just here. This was just our time to kind of talk and be Josh and Bryan and
Get some
exist.
stuff off our chest.
Just kind of, shoot the stuff, as the old people would say. So, it may not have felt as organized tonight, but that's okay, because this is our business, and it is our space to just vent and talk and be friends and be in the living room, and that's what we did tonight. So but overall, thank y'all for always rocking with us. Thank y'all for supporting us. We saw all of the reshares last week with that Teen Angels episode. Great episode, one of our favorites. This is in our top 5. Thank y'all for supporting the merch and sharing that and all that kind of stuff, and continue to buy it.
Yep.
Get you a shirt or 2 or 12 or 15. All the things. The weather is getting nicer, so you can wear that graphic tee out. You better get that vaccine. You got some places you can go.
Right.
So make it happen. Brian, you got anything, any announcements or anything you want to share?
Man, just continue to do what you always do. Support us, rate us 5 stars only. Give us your comments. Hit up some random people that you think I'm gonna do this. Hit us with some people that you want on the show. Hit them up. Tell them to come on the Jigsaw podcast. As much as you can. Let the people know.
Tag them.
Do that. Tag them and say the Jigsaw. You should be on the Jigsaw podcast. Let's do that. Let's get some fun guests. We've had some great guests. We have some people in the pipeline. Super excited about that. But continue to follow us, the Jigsaw podcast on Instagram. I am Bryan Hare. I am Josh Rogers. Check out the website, thejigsawpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, subscribe, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Please do that. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support. And it makes us feel great. And tell us how great we are as well.
Do that.
We love to hear it. Joshua, before we go, tell the people what they need to do.
Yeah, I'm not throwing you the ball on that anymore, because last week.
Because I fumbled it.
So what? So what you need to do is not let this life stress you out. Shoot the breeze and be cool sometimes. But in the midst of all of that, you can still only do what you can, while you can, in the very best ways that you can do it. But here's the kicker. Don't you ever get caught with your work undone. That is a wrap. See y'all next week.
Love y'all.
Love you.